How are you?
This
I'm
meeting
doing
is
well. How about
being
yourself?
recorded.
Oh,
Oh, it's being recorded. That's good.
all
I am
right.
doing well. Looks like you're from Texas.
Yes.
What part?
Well, it's a small college town called Lubbock, so West Texas.
West Texas? Okay.
About 3 hours from New Mexico's borderline.
Okay. My bestie lives in Austin.
There you go.
And when I was super young, I
Uh-huh.
lived in Houston for about 3-ish years or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's my aunt used to live there a long, long time ago, but I was born and raised in Corpus Christi, so way South
Okay, yeah.
Texas,
Hmm.
and then raised my family 20 years in Fort Worth, and then 6 years North Carolina, and then now going on 8 years in Lubbock.
Okay. Hey, Paula. How are you?
Doing well.
Good, good. Where are you calling in from?
Um, Basically Seattle, Washington.
Okay. All right, West Coast. I'm in California in a place called Temecula, which is Southern California's wine country. So we're about 1 hour north of San Diego, about 2 hours south of LA.
Oh, nice. That's a good in-between spot.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Cool.
So I saw, I think maybe just 6 people registered. I saw some person like send their AI note taker. I don't even know if that's allowed. So
I forget to sign up. I forget to sign up. So when Elaine sends out the email, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go, but I forget that there's registration. So
yeah,
my
exactly.
bad.
Yeah. So anyway, so what attracts you guys? How's business bingo going for you guys?
I've been struggling to keep up. I've been so busy.
That's a good problem to have though, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's been
Yeah.
good. Sales are up this month, and so keeping up with orders. And so it's like I get the emails for the live things. I'm trying to attend the live things when I can, but this is, I think, my third one.
Okay.
But I still haven't gone back and actually updated my bingo card with any of it.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll give it a couple more minutes. I hope it looks, I'm not sure, you look like you're in manufacturing. And so it looks like you're making those little 3D things in the back, or is that what you're doing?
Yeah, similar to that. We're making product displays for retailers and sellers and trade show vendors and
Okay.
pretty much anyone who sells stuff. We make displays to hold their stuff.
Okay. Very cool. And how
Yeah.
about you, Cindy? What do you do?
So I am the doTERRA wellness advocate, but my focus is on animal aromatherapy. So I am a certified animal aromatherapist. I am pivoting sort of, and that I am opening a school SKOOL membership
Okay, yes.
for
Mhm.
it's positive wellness for dogs. So I'm working on getting that wrapped up in the next couple of weeks, my classroom and all the things. So yeah, I had to because my when you sell an essential oil, it lasts a long time. And
Mm-hmm.
so my commissions drop because people just aren't they have enough product.
Right.
And
Right.
so I'm trying to obviously sell my longer sessions for animal aromatherapy, but the membership is going to give me a chance to continue educate and hopefully there are people that are non-oil people,
Hmm.
they're not always know about other natural solutions. So that's where I've shifted my gears. So that's why I'm kind of here just to hear the information. I do have to pop off about 20 till because I have an appointment in
Okay.
an hour. So
All right. Perfect. So let me get started because if you guys like, oh, try to keep an eye on, other people in, although I'm going to be in like full screen mode when I present. So anyway, um, hopefully I still see people. Hmm. I don't usually like, present on, on Zoom as the host. I use a different platform. I use Riverside for like podcast recording, and I'm not usually the host of something where I have to keep an eye on things. So let me just do my best and to watch for people that are coming in, but I want to get started so that I can honor your time.
Cool. Is this going to be recorded?
It is being recorded right now.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly. All right, so let me share my screen. Let's see. Pull this down. And then let me present. Oh, I can still see. Hopefully I will be able to see, but okay, can you guys see like my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, so today what we are going to be talking about is small tweaks that can create big wins by optimizing your offers for sustainable profit. So a little bit about myself. I'm often referred to as the offer magician, and my work is primarily focused with transformation focused coaches and service based experts who are wanting to build business positioning and offers that establish their authority and make them the obvious choice in their industry while also supporting their nervous system. I am not about running a business that runs you ragged. I really truly believe in balance in your life. And so everything that I build with my clients will also support not only who they are as business owners and the way they're uniquely wired, but supports their nervous system. I work primarily with emerging authorities that are building their first offer, or maybe their first business, and want to be like positioned as an expert. And I also work with established authorities that are in transition. They are scaling differently or they're pivoting into a new lane. What I can say about all of my clients is that they're done blending in and they just want to be known for their brilliance or genius or expertise. So let's talk about like why offer profitability even matters. When an offer is profitable, it gives you breathing room and stability. You're not financially on edge every month or feeling stretched thin. It lets you serve fewer clients at a higher level instead of needing to cram your calendar to hit your revenue goals. Profit-friendly offers also make your marketing efforts pay off. So if an offer is not structured or priced well, you can have the best launch or the best content and still just feel very disappointed about what lands in your bank account. It also protects your time, your energy, and your team's capacity. You're not constantly over delivering or putting out fires behind the scene. And last, I think this is the most fun part for me, is that it funds your growth, your creativity, and your spaciousness. Profit is what lets you invest in support to help you grow your business, to take time off, to experiment with new ideas, and to build a business that feels good to your nervous system. So what I want to offer today is like a different way to think about offer profitability. You do not necessarily need more offers depending upon what stage of business that you are in. You do need offers that are structured, priced, positioned, and connected in a way that makes them profitable and supportive for you. So often small tweaks in the structure, in the delivery, in your pricing, or in your ecosystem and positioning can completely change how an offer feels and performs. You're probably a lot closer than you think. So rather than treating this like a full rebuild of your offers, we're going to treat it like tuning things up. If you imagine like different components of your offers as levers, we're just adjusting the dials so that your offers actually work harder for you. So essentially, there are four profit levers that I'm going to be talking about today. One of them is structure and delivery. So how you're structuring your offer, how you're delivering the offer to your client, the pricing for your offer, your entire offer ecosystem, and then your positioning and your messaging. So if you think of each of these levers as 4 dials that you can adjust, you do not need to crank them all to 10. You just choose the one that you want to focus on that will give you the most return and the most relief for you right now. So structure and delivery is often where you feel the weight of an offer, even when the money looks okay. So what we're going to do is take a little bit deeper dive into each of these small tweaks, creating a standard structure instead of customizing everything, setting loving boundaries around your time and energy, and using human-led AI. So the first tweak is about standardizing your core delivery container. I want you to think about your core offer for the moment and ask yourself if you have a standardized process for delivering it. If not, this is a really great place to start. You can still have one clear promise, one core process, and one simple structure that you repeat and still provide customized output. It really honestly depends on how you build it. So let me give you an example from my Offer Mojo Studio, which is my core container for delivering my expertise. The promise for that is to design a sales-ready offer ecosystem that feels aligned with your brilliance, magnetic to your clients, and built to scale your income. The core process is built on my 6-pillar framework, which covers offer strategy and positioning, offer structure, offer ecosystem, your offer messaging and brand identity, offer visibility and launch, and ultimately offer sales. The structure that I use to deliver all of the done for you assets for my clients is exactly the same every single time. But what changes is what those assets look like, because absolutely everyone's offers, messaging, and visibility are vastly different. So I can work with a dog trainer, a leadership coach, a systems strategist. It doesn't matter. I can take them through my core process and my simple structure and get wildly customized results. The second tweak, and we've all, I'm sure, experienced this in our business, is being able to set boundaries that are designed to protect your time, your energy, your money, and your team. Examples of that would be like having a clear start and end to the project, being able to define communication windows and channels with your clients, a simple scope of what is included, or like reinforcements of approvals. I can tell you a story about a recent client that I worked with. She was new in business and she didn't completely have like in her mind like exactly how she wanted to be positioned, who she wanted to work with, all of those things. And when I'm delivering these assets, I usually have approvals. You know, we do pillar number 1, I submit the asset, client reviews it, they approve it, and we move on to pillar number 2 and so forth. Well, I got a little lax on reinforcing the approvals with the client. The client was busy. She just wanted me to produce everything for her and just be able to sit back and do nothing. And I just kind of let her go until we got to the messaging piece, the brand identity and messaging guide. And I said, this is the document that you definitely need to approve. You definitely need to review this and approve it. So this is when she kind of woke up, decided to look at it, and realized, oh boy, this is not, I realized I haven't really been communicating very well with you about what I actually do with clients. So what happened for me, because I didn't reinforce those approvals, I had to go back and start all over and rework the entire strategy, which was basically three huge pieces of strategy assets. So having boundaries in place with our offers is probably, I've had the same thing happen even with like website builds, where I'm building a website and just things go haywire and things start getting out of scope. So if you can just work on your boundaries, that will help a lot. And then tweak number 3 is using human-led AI for offer delivery. Now, I know that some of you have embraced AI wholeheartedly. Some of you might be, just lightly experimenting right now, and then others are totally anti-AI. And if that's you, you can just tune out for now, because who I'm talking to are the people who are willing to embrace AI and use AI for speed and efficiency. Now, human-led AI means that you stay in the driver's seat of AI. You're the expert and the CEO of your business, and you don't hand this piece off to a robot. You can brainstorm with AI, you can use AI but it needs to have your strategic oversight. You need to know your expertise well enough to be able to call BS on AI, because we all know it's not always accurate. So here are some of the ways that you can use AI for speed and efficiency, because this is what allows you to increase profitability and serve more clients. You can use AI for templates, summaries, and prep for sessions or for presentations or whatever. You stay human, AI does all the boring parts. And if you have custom AI that's built on your frameworks, you can even use AI to strategize and produce assets. So I personally have an entire AI suite that's built on all six of my frameworks. And so I'm often using that for strategic brainstorming and producing assets for. Profit lever number 2 is pricing. I know just from being in this industry that pricing is probably one of the biggest hangups that people, especially women, run into when it comes to pricing your offers. Most of the traps, that I'm seeing are underpricing to feel safe, discounting by default. They get into a sales call and the person's kind of waffling on the price, and you want the sale, so you offer up a discount. And then the other thing that we often do is adding more to our offer, to make it like more, thinking it's going to make it more valuable instead of like actually charging more. So I'll give you an example of this. I worked with a leadership coach who was building a program. It was a year-long program for entrepreneurs who are wanting to grow their business. She overpacked her offer, like to the gills. Like she literally had tons of courses in the background. She had a monthly mastermind. She had monthly group experts come into the group. She had hot seat coaching. She had so much in her offer. And by halfway through delivering that offer, she was literally exhausted because she was over delivering. And the thing that she realized is that her clients, the only thing they really wanted was the mastermind. Nobody was taking the courses. Nobody was showing up for the guest experts. The only thing they regularly showed up for was the mastermind. So if you can just look at your offers and make sure that they're as simple as possible to deliver, because the more complicated they are, the harder they are for you to deliver, the more money they cost for you to deliver, and the less likely your clients are actually going to follow through. So tweak number 4 is to do a simple pricing check. Ask yourself these questions. Does this price honor the time, energy, and the resources that this offer really takes? Would I feel proud and relaxed delivering at this price for the next 6 months? And do I only feel comfortable at this price because I'm afraid to charge more? I'll give you an example of this. And I can so relate to this myself even. I was in a mastermind yesterday with some kind of higher level business people, and we were just bringing challenges to the group. And I was talking about my offer. People asked me, well, what does your offer entail and how much do you charge? And, I explained all of the done for you, premium high touch experience people get. And then I told them my price, and people were like, whoa, you are way undercharging. I was like, really? Like, I was kind of shocked. So I think we all can be like blind to how valuable our offer actually is. So profit lever number 3 is an offer ecosystem. Now, a lot of people have not really heard of or fully understand the term offer ecosystem, and that's okay if you haven't. An offer ecosystem is not a pile of random and disconnected offers that requires you to market and sell them individually. What an offer ecosystem is a clear client journey and path that increases the retention and the amount of money that you make from one client relationship. In an offer ecosystem, your offers actually support one another instead of competing with each other. So the 5th tweak that you can make is to build an offer ecosystem. There's no one right way to build an offer ecosystem, as long as your offers fall under a core transformation or is solving a core problem that your clients are having. There's different types of offer ecosystems. One would be like a starter ecosystem, and this is for the newer business owner who's actually just first building their first couple of offers. A momentum ecosystem is for a business owner who has like a core offer and is ready to build an ecosystem that enables her to start scaling. A premium path is for the business owner who wants to offer premium level services. A thought leader ecosystem is for someone who wants to build an ecosystem of offers around a body of work that she wants to be known for. And then a community ecosystem is for the business owner who wants to build a community first business ecosystem. It really, like when I'm designing ecosystems for business owners, it just really depends on your business goals, who you are, what type of business you're trying to achieve, how much money you're trying to make, how many offers you want to be able to manage, and so forth. I want to share a story about one of my clients, Alana. Alana is a systems strategist. She builds client journeys for her clients. And when she came to me, she essentially had a freebie offer, which was just a PDF that hardly anybody was downloading. And then she had premium retainer offers where business owners were having to pay, thousands of dollars every single month. What was happening for her is that there was a gap in between. There was no other offers in between there that people could sign up for. So it was like they either got the freebie or they had to invest in thousands and thousands of dollars. And so what we built for her were the mid offers. We built her core offer, which was a full client journey build in the client's system. And then we built a mid-tier offer, which was like a workflow wizard offer. I think it sits at it in the 500-ish range. It's a 90-minute session. And she literally just maps out the high level of what the client journey would look like. And then there's a little low ticket offer, which was a system snapshot. And that's just a 30-minute call where someone could come and just bring their systems problems. And, Alana could help them just, show them a few little gaps in strengths and hopefully upsell. That's the whole purpose of an ecosystem, is that you're moving your clients up the journey and down a path with you, so that you're not constantly trying to sell into different offers all the time. If you can keep moving them up the ladder, you keep your clients longer and you have a lot more profitability with your one particular client. And now profit lever number 4 is your positioning and your messaging. The whole point of positioning and messaging is to attract higher level, more aligned clients. You want to be able to speak to the level of client that you want to call in. So if you're attracting and your messaging is speaking to beginners, for instance, that don't have a lot of money, just by elevating your positioning, you can bring in more money to your offer. Positioning and messaging also shows your authority clearly and simply, and you can make the offer sound as strong as it actually is. I'll give you an example of one of my clients who came to me starting a new business, and she is like an identity mentor or manifestation expert. And I knew up front that she ultimately wanted to charge like a minimum of 30K for an offer. So that to me meant, okay, she totally needs like premium positioning. And at first she started off, well, I can work with anyone. And it's like, no, like you can't work with anyone because not anyone has 30K to invest. So what we ended up doing was really elevating and creating an offer that was very premium. And we were targeting high achieving and highly successful business leaders, because those are the individuals that have the money to pay for a 30K offer. Well, the last tweak that you can do to build profitability is to elevate your positioning. Redesign your offer to attract a higher value client. Elevate your offer result or your experience to make it feel premium, or change your messaging to speak to a different client at a different stage. I'll give you an example, like from my own business. One of the things that I did was I changed my messaging to attract clients who cared about running an expert-led business and elevating their position in the marketplace. I built an authority-driven framework, which is the Offer Mojo brand. And now all of my offers and my positioning, my podcast, my newsletter, everything revolves around that framework brand. I rebuilt my original aligned offer accelerator program into the premium Offer Mojo Studio. And I started showing up in bigger rooms so that I could reposition myself and not attract people that did not have money. So I want you to pause now. I've thrown a lot at you quickly, so let's review. I want you to choose just one small profit tweak that you can make, or you can just start working on. Write it down. Tweak number 1 was to standardize your core offer structure. Tweak number 2 was to review and set boundaries that protect your time, your energy, your money, or your team. And tweak number 3 is to start integrating human-led AI into your offers, or even into the back end of your business, and taking care of some of the everyday admin tasks for you. Tweak number 4 is to do a simple pricing check on all your offers. Number 5 is to start building an offer ecosystem that enables you to scale your business. And the last tweak is to make one change to elevate your positioning in the marketplace. So I want to introduce you to Elliot. He is the offer ecosystem architect. And this would be for someone who is deciding to take the tweak of building an offer ecosystem and you want to look at your current offer ecosystem, or maybe you're just building an offer ecosystem for the first time. Elliot is part of my Offer Mojo squad, and he is the offer ecosystem architect. And if you run through him, he runs off of a ChatGPT. And if you run through him, I promise you, he is going to give you an offer ecosystem map. He'll show you kind of what's aligned in your current offer ecosystem. He'll make suggestions for other offers that you can build. He'll make suggestions for offers that you should retire, or even refine or rebuild. So he's a really great tool. I use him a lot. And if you just scan the QR code, it'll take you straight to the form to download him. So I just want to, I'll do stop share right now. And I just want to open up for questions that you might have. I know we don't have like a ton of people in here, but I'm happy to answer whatever questions anybody has. And for some reason, Zoom is lowered my, or made me raise my hand. It's a total of rewrite time. Oh, yes. Yes, that was a lot of rewrite time. It was a lot of work, and I had to smile through that. So it looks like you're using AI, Cindy.
Yes.
What are
Yes.
you using AI for in your business?
Oh, everything. Like I write out my ideas and then I know they're incoherent. And so it helps me organize them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been working with ChatGPT for a little over 2 years now. So it knows me, it knows my avatars.
Right.
So I love that part. So in my school community, I have a membership price, right? It's like $37 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my offers, once people get to know me, which I think know, like, and trust is very important in a relationship,
100%.
is once they get to know me, if their dog has had a history of health problem or whatever, one of my offers is an animal aromatherapy session, right? $297. It's more detailed because I have them fill out a questionnaire, just like you would take your pet to a vet.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know the history, blah, blah, blah. So
Right.
it takes more time. And then I offer 2 more follow-ups. I'm there for them virtually to ask questions to support them. If a certain protocol of what I recommend of essential oils and natural solutions doesn't work, then there's alternatives, because it's the same with humans.
Mm-hmm.
One antibiotic, as an example, may not work, that you have to try something else. So it's a higher end. And so I feel like I'm on the right path, is to have that community and membership, and then have that offer there. Plus, I also have a couple of digital things that I sell, and I make a healing salve that I sell, that I have sold. It's a salve in a jar. And so those are other opportunities for me to sell other things. So am I on the right path?
Yes. I think it's going to depend on how many members you attract into your community, because scaling a lower income or lower membership is hard. It requires, depending on how much money you're wanting to make, like per month. Like, do you know what like your income goals are?
Well, my income goals, I'm shooting for 100 members. So that's,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. So about
there's that. So it's reoccurring.
3,700.
Right. So it's reoccurring, and anything additional is the goal. And then once I get that community up and running, I'm going to start the free membership for humans, right? Again, figuring out once they have,
humans that want to
if they don't have dogs, if they don't have
oils.
pets, right? Well, no, it's if they don't have pets. I have a few in my email list that I restarted my communication with them.
Mhm.
And I'm like, because I'll occasionally throw in a pet, right? You know, something about a dog or a pet kind of thing. And then I got smart. I'm like, hey, just let me know if you don't have a pet. And
Mhm.
so one lady responded. And so I tagged her with no pet, right?
Okay.
And so as I build my list, then I'll have that section of people that I can invite to just natural solutions. It's a free group, but then they're going to have the opportunity to, I'll educate them about other oils to use,
Mhm.
for their home, their life, whatever they need. So the goal is to get people to buy more than lemon, lavender, and peppermint and to use them for all kinds of things so that they end up buying more. Because that's the problem in
Mhm.
the essential oil business is that bottle can go a long ways.
Yeah. Yeah. What about like, have you thought about building a slightly more premium core container? So like maybe like a 4 week program for somebody that is wanting, natural solutions. What's not clear to me is when you talk about natural solutions, like what problem are we solving?
So my testimony is I uh, years ago got severe well pot and mouth. I was taking all the over counter and prescriptions for allergies.
Okay.
Okay. And I made myself sicker. They kept giving more steroids. Anyway, it made me sicker. And I met my upline who showed me essential oils
Okay.
and it no more medications in that respect. Right.
So
So Western medicine
it,
made me sicker. Hmm?
it helped like eliminate your allergies?
You're not okay. It's like you can't cure seasonal
Allergies?
allergies. You can't cure cancer. But there are other alternative solutions like the holistic business,
Hmm.
right? Because medication can some can damage your organs, right? And
Hmm.
some can just like stop working.
Hmm.
Like your body says, nope, I don't want to work with it anymore. And so you just, you travel down that path. It's giving people an alternative to what's maybe not working for them. Because as a doTERRA person, we're not allowed to say, don't go to the doctor,
Right,
don't go to the vet.
of
We
course.
can't say that.
Hmm.
And so I'm certified in aromatherapy for humans and animals. So I'm there to educate. I can't
Hmm.
tell them, oh, don't stop going. That's not my job. It's
Right.
to
Yeah.
provide education.
So taking that
Mhm.
education and focusing that around a specific problem that
Uh-huh.
you know that your audience is struggling with, or you know that dogs are struggling with, is there a way for you to build a little bit bigger program that's maybe 4 weeks where it's, some coaching and education to get them on the path of
Okay.
alleviating a lot of the symptoms that they might be dealing with? Because right now with aromatherapy, what I see is like, okay, there's all these different choices, but it's like,
Mhm.
what do I need it for? Like, how's it going to help me? Like, each person has got a different issue that they're dealing with and they're looking for. So I'm wondering
Mhm.
if there's a way that you could build a program that maybe, I don't know, maybe it addresses some of the most common issues like stress and
Okay.
anxiety, for instance.
Right.
Like how could aromatherapy help with, stress and anxiety? I remember going through a phase like with that and getting
Uh-huh.
my son on it and like all kinds of stuff. But like
Okay.
taking a specific problem or a compilation of similar problems and building it into an educational program, um, even a group program. If you're
Okay.
building a community, right,
Yeah.
and you're getting a lot of members in, then running a group program that, even if you did charge $297, if you're running it for a group, you're making a lot more money off of it.
Okay. I'll Yeah, let me think on that one.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Paula, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I don't really have a question, but I do have a thought because I feel like I really loved what you're saying around boundaries
Mhm.
and enforcing all of that. Because I do have, so I'm mostly a product placed business, so I don't technically
Right.
have like offers, but I do
Yeah.
have one program that we call the Viter Workshop Beta Program. And so on the one hand, we have a lifetime warranty on all our products, so we want to get them out in the real world tested so we understand what breaks, how to fix it, and all of that. But the aspect I'm really passionate about is we also use this as a space for collaboration. So
Right.
I recognize that a lot of small retailers, mom and pop shops, trade shows, they have very unique needs, but the price tag of a hiring a CAD designer is way too expensive. It's kind of like what you're saying with the $30,000 offer.
Right.
It's like, oh, I need to fix this thing on my table, but I can't afford like $5,000 and tracking hours and all of that. But as somebody who's worked in these spaces, I'm very passionate about wanting to solve those problems. So we include that in the program completely for free. Like this whole thing is come in, tell us your problems, we will collaborate and make it for free. But like you said earlier, the it's very important to set boundaries with something like that because time's not unlimited, money is not unlimited. And also for me, it's like when you're trying to create a truly collaborative space, it's
Hmm.
really important to protect, like you said, the nervous system.
Right.
Because if either side is anxious, like if I'm anxious that I'm losing money, or if they're anxious that like I'm tracking hours, like if either side is anxious, collaboration kind of falls apart.
Hmm.
So that's where I feel like the boundaries really create that space and that safety to have this space of collaboration. So like we have many layers of boundaries. We have one layer is we only allow 10 people in at a time. That way
Okay.
we never have too many
Mhm.
people and too much chaos.
So is this kind
Um,
of like a mini mastermind?
Kind of, yeah, a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so then the other layer too is so we have customers co or we have yeah, well partners come in and basically give us a wish list, like a full wish list of everything they would like us to make, but we start at one item at a time. And we work on
Okay.
that over and over until it's complete, and then we move to the next one. And then the last boundary too is like, okay, if we work on that one item and we get a prototype, everything goes on pause while it ships to the partner, they test it, and we
Hmm.
wait till feedback. We don't proceed until we get that
Yes.
feedback. So that
Right.
way we're not wasting time, kind of like
Time.
you said
Yes,
with the
and
other
money.
offer.
Exactly.
If we're anticipating their needs, we're like, oh, we think this feature will be great. And they go, actually, that has nothing to do with me. We don't want to waste that time. So
Right. Hmm.
yeah, it's like you said, like those, as you're talking about this, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. That's what I'm already doing. I'm so like, I feel so validated and be like, okay, I'm on the right track.
That's good. That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
That's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I realize like my presentation probably doesn't fit I work with service-based businesses, so I'm sure my presentation doesn't fit so much for product-based. I mean, pricing for sure. Just making sure that your margins are good on your products and making sure you're controlling team costs and all of that stuff makes for more profitability. And even the piece about even about the offer ecosystem,
yes,
it's like you may have products, right? But you still have the ability to retain that client for a longer time, by suggesting more and more, types of products that might be good for their business, right?
exactly. Yeah, because that's something I remember when I was first starting out this business plan and stuff, and I was talking to coaches, and I'm very passionate about like this lifetime warranty, and they're like, well, then how are you going to get repeat customers? And I was like, I was kind of basically laying out an ecosystem, like you said. It's like, okay, they have this one product, they know it works, they know it'll last forever, but stores are big, stores are changing. They
Mhm.
don't have just one product they're selling in the
Yes.
store. So like what is the ecosystem to not necessarily like force them to buy all these things, but like if it naturally makes sense, okay, this works for this product, where
Mhm.
can I go next? How can I improve my store more? Like what is the
Yes.
ecosystem in the journey? So yeah, it absolutely applies. And again, I really appreciated hearing that and reinforcing like, okay, yeah.
Okay, good, good, good. Yeah. Any other questions or things that came up for you that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I don't think I have any specific questions, but I did appreciate this because like I know I keep talking about it validating, but also like the validation also helps give me, like for me, it feels like it gives me permission to double down on it because it's like I know these things work, I know they're important, but
Hmm.
then without any like real feedback or a lot of people questioning what I'm doing, it's like, oh, maybe I should prioritize other things. But then like hearing something like this and hearing that validation is like, no, I am right. I'm gonna double down on this. I'm gonna make sure I follow through. So I really
Good,
appreciate
good, good. I'm
it.
glad to give you that power to stand in your truth and actually, reinforce those. I mean, I've had to learn it. I'm a chronic overgiver, like chronic overgiver. I will do anything for my clients. But yeah, I've had to
Yeah.
work in things into contracts, just to protect myself. I've had to like refrain from answering people on weekends, like just, setting like boundaries, it's 4 o'clock. I need to get to the gym, shut it down, make sure I go to the gym to protect my, CEO energy. There's a lot of things that we have to do, because if we are not at our best, we're not the most productive that we can be. Like, I know, like, if I'm tired, I find myself like just coming into my business and like, I'll start on this and it's like, oh yeah, but I need to do this and oh, this. It's like I'm like all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, this is so inefficient, and inefficiencies and a lack of productivity cost you a lot of money in your
Yeah.
business, right? So,
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'll make time in the morning for my workout and things and I feel so guilty. I'm like, I should be checking emails, I should be doing that, but I never end up regretting it because I always have a more productive day.
yes, yes,
And so I always think of like when you're on an airplane and they say like they talk about the oxygen masks and they're like you have to put on your
yeah,
mask before helping someone else.
yep.
And I remember when I was young, it was so counterintuitive. I'm like, no, I want to help them. But then the
Hmm.
more I've learned, the more it's like, no, if you pass out, like, how are you going to help them?
Help them, yeah. Another boundary that I didn't really talk about that much is in sales calls. I don't know if you ever get into like sales calls, but I
Yeah.
know for me, I used to be, because of my overgiving nature in sales calls, I would just give all this free advice and, well, you should do this or you should do that or you should do this and whatever. People would leave the call and like, inside going, oh, thank you very much. Like that was very helpful. I'll go do all the stuff on my own. And I realized after like one particular prospect that I was like working on trying to, close him and get into a relationship with him. He kept wanting to have free calls with me. And so I'd have a free call with him and he'd ask me all kinds of advice and I would give him that advice. And then by the call number 3, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's my time, my expertise, it's valuable. And I completely restructured how I did the call. Like I just used my coaching skills. I just started like guiding him, asking him empowering questions. I would not answer. So what do you think? And like I finally just got direct and I said, okay, you're not any further along than the last time we talked. I said, you need support. And I said, I'm just telling you. I said, we've gone over all of this before. You need support. You're not following through. And he finally was like, you're right. Let's do it. So
Yeah.
like setting that boundary was like what helped like convert that client.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like I was reading Brene Brown's Dare to Lead, and that's one thing she says in there is clear is kind. And
Yeah.
so and I find that like it not only helps for me, it not only helps like my communication with other people, it helps my communication with myself. Cause like I know I have this instinct to want to help and give all these things for free and want to like keep doing more and more, but I also know all the realities of the business that that does not work long term. So I be clear with myself up front, like before I even get into the call, what are the things I'm willing to give for free? What can I not give for free? How do I communicate that up
Yes.
front? So then when I do get into the sales call and somebody inevitably asks, can you build this? Can you build that? And it's like, I absolutely want to build this for free.
Right.
That's why we have the Vita Workshop program. If we can't get you in there, unfortunately, these are the other routes. But like
Right.
being clear with myself and being clear
Mhm.
with them moves the conversation along so much faster. So we can be like, yes, no, okay, and be more efficient
Yeah.
for each other. Like, because that also helps the people I'm talking to help navigate how to orient themselves, how to orient what gives them value, what doesn't give value, and then we can both move forward to things that help us.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what a lot of business owners tend to forget is that although, you know, the free value is nice for building trust, but people that invest and invest in a way that kind of stretches them, that they're more accountable. Like you
Yeah,
get better results with them, and they are more committed to the process because they know I'm paying X amount of money. I have to follow through with this. Uh,
yeah.
so you get a higher quality and just better commitment, and therefore you get better results for your clients, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
absolutely found that with the workshop, and that's also why we've started being more rigorous about like application processes
Hmm.
or,
Yes.
like how we vet people who are even allowed in because we've had a
Yes.
lot of people who we just say yes right out the gate and they're really
Mhm.
flaky, they don't communicate, they it
They
doesn't
don't
work, and
show
then they
up, and then you've
yeah,
got an empty spot or
and then they get
whatever.
frustrated because they're
Right.
like, "Oh, you didn't." It's like, "Well, we can't do anything if you're not here."
Yes, exactly.
But having like even just a very low bar, even just asking somebody to fill out like a simple like 3 questions. Like it's
Mhm.
amazing how that low of a bar is that high for some people,
Right.
but just getting past that weeds out a lot of the people who aren't going to commit to giving feedback, who aren't
Yeah.
going to commit to collaborating.
Right.
So then we get that higher quality of participants who we can really build cool things with and really I love watching our customers like really grow and shine and watching their stuff build out and watching them get excited about like
Hmm.
oh, we have this new packaging and now we can display it this way. We could do this. And like, oh, this is so cool. What if we do it this way next? And I just love
Right.
watching them grow.
Yeah.
But that only happens when you, like you said, you get those folks who are committed to actually putting in the time.
Yeah. And like one of the things you talk about too is like, you know, not everybody can afford like the really, really expensive things or whatever that you build. And that's why an offer ecosystem is really important because I truly believe like I like to serve people and I know that not everybody has money for my premium program, which is why I offer like lower ticket things that still like create the transformation that they're looking for that still provide the support. So even having like a smaller package or something that you build for the mom and pop, you know, retailers that can't afford like the really big things, having, you know, no, you can't do this, but what we do have is this for you. So
Exactly. That makes a
yeah.
huge difference because I know even as a customer, there have been many stages in my life where I couldn't afford things. I could only do the free or I could only do like the $5 thing. But like that value really helped me and supported me in times when I really needed it. And I always had in my head, like, one day when I have the money, I will. And then sure
Right.
enough, like, it might be 5, 10 years later, but I still remember how much that company helped me when I
Sure.
needed it. And
Hmm.
so I come back and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get some
Yeah,
money and go even further. So it
absolutely.
pays forward.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap it up since it's just you and me talking. I don't know
Sounds good.
how much people are gonna be interested in listening to us talk. Hopefully, there's they pull some value out of it if they're watching the replay.
Impromptu podcast.
Exactly, 100%. All right. It was so nice meeting you, Paula, and thanks everyone who's watching the replay. Feel free to watch my or listen to my podcast, The Offer Mojo Show, if you want any more offer building tips.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lori.
All right, thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye.